Hey everybody, it's Kyle coming at you live on a Tuesday night, the day after Labor Day. Ho, 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 what a weekend. So much happened this weekend. It's really kind of hard to cover everything. But I can tell you a few really cool things that happened. Had my birthday. That was great. That was actually on Labor Day. Had a good time with the family. Went up to Larrytown on Sunday and spent some time with them and had a great time. The day before, we went with my mom and took her bowling and everything and celebrated her birthday. Her birthday's just 4 days before mine, so that was fun as well. But it was a good weekend. Had a great time with everybody. I think everybody had a good time. And something has happened, but I will get more into that in just a moment. All right, let's talk real quick about things that are bugging me. That's a tough one. I'm having a tough time thinking about anything that's bugging me. I mean, I know there was another shooting and all that, so I'm not going to get into that. It's pretty frustrating. I did hear, though, and I do like this, that Walmart has asked people not to carry weapons in their stores anymore, and I thought that was pretty interesting. In addition to that, I believe they're going to stop selling handguns and ammunition or something like that, if I heard correctly. So it seems like there's some progress being made there. Other than that, I mean, I've talked so many times about inconsiderate people and all those things. There's no point bringing it up anymore. I mean, it's just redundant. I have too many things to talk about that I'm into right now. So we'll take a quick little ad break here, and then I will come back and talk about the things that I am into. See you in a minute. All right, we're back, and what you just heard there, that's really what I want to talk about. It's funny because I've heard of so many people getting into vinyl again, and I kind of thought that was a joke, and I always kind of played it off and everything. But when I set up this little home office down here, I came across some of my old albums and found some rare ones too, by the way, some that are worth quite a bit of money that I'm excited about. And I just kind of started listening to them as I was cleaning things up and fixing things around here, stuff like that. So flash forward to this Sunday when we went to Larrytown and stopped by the Love Garden. If you've never been there, it's a heck of a record store in Lawrence, Kansas. And it's probably the first time that I spent time looking at albums instead of CDs. I can't remember the last time I looked at a lot of records and forgot how much I love the album art and the slipcases to them. It's pretty amazing. But I was walking in and kind of walked by and looked over and saw what you just heard there. And that is the album by Arrested Development, and the song is called Pride. It's literally one of my favorite songs of all time. I actually just heard it for the first time this last year, but I love it. And the album is called Zingala Maduni. Zingala Maduni. And it is incredible. If you've never heard that album before, I highly recommend it. Anyway, I was completely blown away by it. And so then I started looking at records. Here I am at Love Garden in 2019, and I started looking at albums, and there's thousands of them there. I came across a bunch of things I'd seen in my life, and saw a lot of neat things, lots of reprints and recent releases of old things, which are awesome. But I came across another album which I really, really like. It's by an artist called Swamp Dogg. He is blues and soul, and the album is called Rat On. It's pretty crazy. I didn't just buy it for the album cover, but the album cover is pretty slick. But I love Swamp Dogg. He's got a great voice and great songs. It's really something different. I highly recommend him as well if you get a chance. So I'm at the store with my kids, and there's little stations you can go and sit down and listen to your music before you buy it. Decide if you want to buy it. So I took Zingala Maduni, and I said I'm going to go listen to Pride. You know, I'll be interested in hearing what this sounds like. And there's been a few times in my life where music has just creeped right up on me and gotten deep down inside of my soul. And this is one of those times. I put the headphones on and started playing the song, and I mean, I can't even explain it. And I'm not even really 100% sure why it is I love that song so much. I mean, the rest of the album is fantastic too, but I just really dig that song Pride, and it really struck me. I immediately knew there was no way I was leaving that store without buying that album. And yeah, I also knew I'd be bringing old Swamp Dogg along for the ride. So I couldn't open that one up and play it because it was a brand new album, whereas Zingala Maduni was actually the original press from way back in I guess it was the late 80s, maybe early 90s. Anyway, so that was great. It was just a great feeling, and I found something else that I love that I didn't even really entirely understand. Go to the next day, which is Labor Day. So my wife tells me, and my daughter's totally on board as well. My son was actually at a friend's house playing D&D with a bunch of guys. But my wife tells me that on Labor Day, it's half off sales at all the thrift stores. So I'm like, well, shit, you know what's there's a lot of at thrift stores is LPs. So I went along and found some gems, man. I found a Loretta Lynn album. It's a pretty rare one. It's got the song Rated X on it. Don't know if you've ever heard that, but it's something else if you haven't. Not exactly how it sounds. It's like it's going to be. I also snagged a copy of Don Ho's Greatest Hits. It's really great. Who doesn't love Don Ho, right? And then I found an album that was like the greatest hits of 1969. I was really interested in that, but I was so scratched up and destroyed. There was just no way. So I kept looking, and lo and behold, I came across a maxi single for I'm a Man by the group Macho from like 1976 or 78. I can't remember. You know the song. I guarantee you know the song. But I couldn't resist it. The cover was just too fantastic. And the back of the album is even better. And I'll put pictures of this up on the notes. But yeah, it's great. And so I've kind of been rocking out and jamming those tunes. Something else that happened, I did get my birthday gift. It was really nice from my wife and kids. And that is I think it's the 40th anniversary SNK Neo Geo Mini. I got the Japanese version. Has, I don't know, 3 or 4 different Metal Slug games on it. All the Final Fight games. If you ever played Neo Geo back in the day, it's pretty great. It's a little miniature arcade cabinet replica, and you can actually hook it to the TV with an HDMI cord and 2 controllers. You can play against each other. So that's fun too. Been playing some Metal Slug and checking things out on that. So those are the things that I took away from this weekend. Probably the biggest thing, though, is music, man. Fell back in love with music in a different way that I really had no clue that I would be falling back in love with music. I'm not a hipster. It's nothing like that. It just literally, I've listened to that song Pride a zillion times in the last year, and I can tell you that it does not sound like it sounds on this album. So it sounds beautiful. All right, so what else am I into? Well, I'm going to go see It, Chapter 2 this week. Just in 2 short days, Mikey and I will be sitting down to watch Chapter 2 of It, and pretty excited to check that out. Can hardly wait, really. Other than that, we finished Good Omens. Great show. If you haven't seen that, it's a demon and an angel that become friends over 6,000 years, and are trying to stop the apocalypse. Highly recommend it if you get a chance. Also, The Boys, almost finished with the first season of that. That show is absolutely amazing. So that's kind of the things that I'm into right now. I'm reading various comics. I mean, the biggest thing that I'm into right now is get my green screen set up down here so I can start doing some other stuff. I did get a free tech product, which is a USB-C hub. So that frees up a USB-C hub that I already had. Now, the USB-C hub that I already had is made by ABox, and it has a multi-card reader. So the big old camera cards, I cannot remember what those are called. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. And then SD and TF cards as well. And then it also supplies you with 2 USB 3 ports. So that is going to be up for grabs. What I'm going to do is I'll put this in the notes, and everywhere that I send this and alerts about it and everything, if you go review this podcast and you can send me a link to that review or send me a screen capture of that review posted, you will be in the drawing to win this. And it's probably like a $30 value, $35 value. I don't know. But if you have a MacBook Pro or a Chromebook or something that only has USB-C ports, it's a pretty handy dandy little device. And I've been using this one the whole time that I've had this MacBook Pro, and it's worked great for me. It is kind of space gray, so it matches the MacBook Pro, but it doesn't really matter what color it is. It just matters how well it works. So if you need an SD card reader and maybe a USB-C extension for your, to go to USB 3, if you have some other devices, this will work for you. I will put a picture of it up in the notes as well, and I will go ahead and start right now. As soon as you hear this, go do a review, send me an image or a link to the review on wherever you listen to. If you listen to Apple Podcasts, I'm pretty sure you can do a screen capture of that or something and send it to me, and you'll be in the running to win this thing in the drawing. I'll draw for this. And I'll do that on video and put it up, maybe even live on YouTube Live or something like that. We'll see. But it will be all honest and fair. There's no way to really cheat at it. So both of you who are in the drawing, it'll be completely fair. I'll just have to do the rest of this with this noise. So sorry about this, everybody. All right. I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate you listening. Please rate and review this podcast if you get a chance. It only takes a couple seconds, and it definitely really helps. You can also use the link directly to Anchor FM and leave a voice message if you'd like. I can play it on here, or if not, that's fine too. If you have a question or a comment or anything like that, we'll see what we can do. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot else to say. I do have some things on the way, so bear with me, and we'll get them going soon. Other than that, though, until those things get started, get off my lawn.